Hello everyone and welcome to the Willow Witch Tarot channel. So we are doing a reading today asking what is my person going to do next and when. So we are going to draw 3 cards from this beautiful Whispers of Love Oracle deck. We have 3 crystals here. Pile 1 is the Tiger's Eye. Pile 2 is the blue quartz, and pile 3 is the blue goldstone, which has some sparkle to it. And let's see what your cards are going to be for each pile today. We're asking, what is my person going to do next and when? And getting this one for pile 3. Okay. So pile number 1, you have practice compassion. Beautiful. See if we can get that to focus a little better for you. There we go. Okay. And again, you have the Tiger's Eye. Pile 2, you have honesty is essential. And again, you have the blue quartz. And pile number 3, you have back to what you love. And you have that goldstone, blue goldstone. Okay, I'll give you a few moments here to contemplate these cards, and I'll see you in your pile. Once you're ready, you can select the timestamp from below. It will be in a pinned comment, and it will also be in the description box as usual. And if you'd like to join me for the pile preparation, you're more than welcome to do so. You can just hang out here, or you can skip ahead to the pile preparation timestamp. See you all in your piles. Okay, if you're joining me for the pile preparation, we'll go ahead and get started here. So we have our first tarot deck that we'll pull from for each pile. This is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. All of these decks are pre-shuffled, but I always like to do at least one quick shuffle on camera so that we kind of get some of the energy of everybody watching here. Make sure that it's a relevant reading for each pile. Okay, I'm getting that one and those 2. All right. Our next tarot deck here is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. We're just going to pull 1 card for each pile from this tarot deck. We could have 1 pile or 1 card for each pile. Okay, that one, and this one. Beautiful. Next we have the Sacred Journey of the Bee, or the Journey of the Sacred Bee. Let's get 2 cards for each pile. Oh, we've got 3. Okay, we're going to do 3 cards for each pile from this deck, actually. Okay. Yep, there we go. And for pile 3, this is a what is my person going to do next and when reading. I guess we needed a flipper. So any flippers that we get in our pile preparation, I don't actually use, but it is a message for somebody watching the pile preparation. So the message I'm getting here, one, if you have not chosen a pile, I'm actually getting pile 2 might resonate a bit with you. Of course, if you've already been drawn to a different pile, follow, trust your own intuition. That's just for anyone who's not quite decided yet. But this is the Page of Swords, which talks about, learning something new. Yeah, I feel like you might be learning something new just in this reading today, and it just might be a confirmation. That particular card might be a confirmation for someone when you see it. It might indicate that it's talking about a particular person, or it might be a signifier that resonates with you, that you identify with. So, okay, here we go. All right. So that will be what we're going to start with today. And then I have 3 additional tarot decks that we'll be pulling from as we go in the reading as needed. So I will see you all in your individual pile or piles, and hope to, we'll see you soon. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, pile 1, welcome to your reading. We are asking about what is your person going to do next and when. So what action are they about to take and when will it happen? So with your opening card that you were drawn to, number 15, which indicates great change actually. The message coming through is that 15 is the equivalent of 3-5. So 555 might be significant to you. And that's a number, 5s indicate great change. Seeing numbers in 3s is generally communication coming through. So if you've been seeing 5s, or if you start to see 5s, that's an indicator that this action that your person is going to take is about to happen. And this practice compassion message, see things from a fresh perspective. So there's a little bird sitting in this ray of sunlight and feathers on this person's head, which all are indicating communication. So it does seem very strongly from this message that there is communication coming through. Your person is going to be seeing things in a new perspective, so getting a fresh perspective on some issue or some decision or some revelation is coming through. They're seeing it in a clearer, more compassionate, understanding, loving light, and they'll be communicating about that, essentially that revelation to you. And it does feel soon, so we'll see what comes through in the rest of your cards. And you have this beautiful tiger's eye energy today, very much an energy of protection. Okay, so let's go ahead and reveal your cards. So we're going to take a look at all of these tarot. So we have Choose Your Battles. We have the Sacral Chakra, beautiful. And we have, this is the 8 of Water, beautiful. 8 of Cups. Look at those chakra lighting up. Yeah, definitely some chakral awakening messages here. So we've got the Chariot, and interestingly, the Chariot is number 7, and it's coming out right underneath this number 7. Okay. And we also have 7 chakras, so definitely significance in numbers for you guys. 7s and 5s are coming through really strongly. We have the 8 of Wands, swiftness. Yeah, what did I tell you about this happening quickly? Okay. And 4 of Cups, apathy. Okay. So it feels like, because this 8 of Water often talks about walking away from, and so with this clarifier of apathy coming out, I do feel like your person is walking away from any sense of slowness or sluggishness around this communication towards you. So, you know, the Chariot and the Eight of Wands are very fast moving cards, with this choose your battle cards coming out first. I think that there has been something going on where you may have been at a difference of beliefs in something, or your person may have just been encountering a lot of differing opinions in their own life. This may not even have anything to do with you guys and your connection or your relationship. It feels like they've been having to deal with people wanting to give input into things in their life. So that might be like the direction their life is going in, their job, their work, what they do in their free time, maybe familial obligations, right? Obligations to help out family or spend time with family. They may have even had, I'm getting like with their friends, there may have been some struggling on, you know, they may have been wanting to spend more time with you or spend more time on other things and not maybe go out and party with their friends so much, or like just hang out with their friends quite as much. You know, they're kind of moving into a different stage of their life or time of their life, moving away from maybe more of that single bachelor or bachelorette kind of time and moving into something that feels deeper, feels more connected to their sacred purpose and also their sensuality, their connection in a very physical way as well as spiritual way to another person, right? So, you know, there's been a lot of change going on in their life, but it feels positive, it feels victorious, and they've had to, you know, they've had to approach this from a strong, grounded, but also passionate place. So I can see that they've had to have a lot of conversations and even just internal conversations where they come face to face with the fact that their life is changing. They've met someone in you and they have to change their priorities, and they also have to stand up for their own desires and the way that they want their life to go. Maybe this is different than how they had seen it. You may have come in and changed how they saw their life going forward, but it's better than they had imagined on their own. Like, it very much feels like you guys coming together is this synergistic energy where they couldn't have seen this future that you brought into them on their own. They couldn't have imagined it. They couldn't have known the possibilities that were there because they weren't there for them on their own. You brought in new possibilities. You opened up new doors to a future that feels even more aligned with a deep soul, like gut knowledge of where they should be going in their future. And it's helping them to walk away from anything that they don't have this lit, passionate fire feeling about. So they're walking away from anything that has that feeling of apathy, that feeling of just like meh, you know, not that interesting. They're walking away from anything like that. So that could even be, you know, previous relationships or perhaps some things that they were doing, some, you know, hobbies, or just, you know, it feels like things that they kind of almost like fell into. Like other people were doing it, it was peer pressure, it was convenient, you know, just took up time that they had to give. And so they just kind of like fell into these things, and they became more habitual. They would, you know, spend time on those things, but they didn't really feel perfect. They didn't feel like them to their core. They were just kind of like okay for passing the time. But now they know their time is incredibly valuable, and they want to give as much time to sweet life-bringing, just things that essentially like feel like this sense of like honey dripping. And that's a little bit of a weird thing to say, but that's very much the feeling coming through, is that the things that they want to dedicate their time to have a sweetness like honey, and it's, that it's like a nourishing feeling as well. It nourishes their soul. It nourishes them at that sacral chakra place, that sensual, aligned, what really feels deeply down to their soul, sacred and meant for them. Like they feel it in that, gut. Yeah, it's just that knowing, that deep knowledge inside of them that this is right for them. So this perspective is changing within them. Let's get some insight into any other messages coming through. I'd like to know a little bit more from their perspective on what this is that they're wanting to tell you, to communicate to you about this change in perspective and this change in their priorities that's going on in their life. And we will take flippers since we're doing this tarot card pulling within the pile reading. I will take flippers, so that is good. Okay, so 7 of Cups and King of Cups. Yeah, look at this. So, the Cups suit, of course, talks very much about our emotions, love, romantic feelings, connections. It comes from that place of that heart chakra. As you can see, the heart chakra lighting up here in the King of Cups. Also, there's a lot of blue in both of these cards, and of course a very like watery energy. And so it does have that throat chakra feeling too. The crown chakra is lighting up here. So it feels like those top 4 chakras, right? The heart chakra and up are lighting up in this process for them. So they're getting in touch with their intuition. They're getting in touch with their spiritual connection, their connection to knowledge, to the universe. They're really, in a lot of ways, they're getting in touch with all seven chakras. We've got another 7 here. We see the 7 chakras lighting up in this card. We have a 7 here, a 7 here. And the progression is up to the King of Cups, right? So they're going from this state of prioritizing their life, aligning their chakras, making sure that how they spend their valuable time is exactly how they want to, not being not being pulled away from anything that they truly desire to put time into by anybody else's opinions. They're getting in touch with their own intuition here, their own knowledge of themselves, to make sure that whatever cup they're turning over and spending, pouring their time and energy into is the cup that they choose themselves. So this is the communication they're going to be giving to you, sending to you, is that they are choosing to put their time and energy into a cup of their own choosing. And I think you're going to get a lot of information from them about what that cup is. Let's ask what that cup is. I have a feeling, but we're going to just ask the cards and not make assumptions for them. Yeah. Oh, wow. You guys. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. So look at this. We've got double chariots. I mean, 7s are going crazy in your pile, so I don't know what that means. Maybe one of you guys is at an age where you're at a multiple of 7, so like 21, 28, that sort of thing. That's just like a side message. But another message with that 7 coming through before we kind of get into the meaning directly of these cards, but just because there's so much number synchronicity coming through for you guys, is that I do feel like you guys are spiritually aligned. Your chakras line up really well. Like you guys resonate on like an energetic vibration that lines up through all of your chakras, which is really beautiful. I feel like when you may be coming into this alignment currently, and when you come into this really nice alignment with each other, you're going to understand each other with a lot of clarity. It'll be as if you're looking at not it's not like a reflection of yourself, or like I'm getting a little bit of that mirroring, so there may be some mirroring going on with you and your person, but it feels like in a very healthy way. So of course mirroring can bring up, a lot of times when we encounter somebody or fall into a relationship with somebody or choose to enter into a relationship with somebody who mirrors us, it can bring up, a lot of that darkness, a lot of that stuff that needs to be healed. And it can be a very transformative, very positive, very needed process. What I'm seeing for you guys here, for your mirroring and for your reflecting of each other, is that you understand each other almost instantly. It feels like when you come into this alignment and you come back together or come together for the first time, it feels just, it's as if your relationship kind of just like takes off. Like you guys understand each other at a very deep level, and you quickly, it's as if your road ahead is without very many obstacles. Like you both have this chariot energy coming through where you just charge ahead. It's a swift moving energy once this flip in perspective is achieved. And so your person is going to be communicating with you that they're taking charge of their life, is very much the message coming through. That they are, if there was something getting in the way here of them coming towards you, practicing this compassion towards you, seeing things from this fresh perspective of needing to take charge and needing to be the one to initiate, be the one to reach out, communicate, to, essentially, like I'm getting the image of like getting the chariot ready, attaching the horses, taking off on the journey. They're going to be the ones to initiate this. And I very much see that you have this strong, passionate, very go ahead, go getter type of energy as well. You're very assertive. And so you're going to keep up with them. You're going to be an equal in this, what feels like almost like a race to the finish line. You guys are going to go at a pace that feels good to both of you, and it's going to be quite quick. But they're very much going to take charge of initiating this communication, reaching out to you, really maturing and growing up in their place in this relationship with you, coming up to meet you, coming up to your level, coming up to act in a way that deserves your time and your attention and your willingness to go on this journey with them, this successful journey towards really what feels like a very much wanted and fulfilling, rewarding path for both of you. Let's go ahead and get just a little more information. I'm actually going to pull a different deck. So we've got the Shadowscapes Tarot deck here. I'm just curious about how you are feeling about this once you receive this message. Wow, the Magician. Yeah, so it's going to empower you. It's going to feel like you manifested this message in a way. I think you've been really getting in alignment with all of your chakras as well, getting prepared, getting ready to take this journey with this person. They very much see you as having all of the tools in your toolkit for being ready to go on this journey with them. And they really see you as quite magical. Like you have a lot of power within you, and they see that and acknowledge that. And that's why they're stepping up. You know, they may have really decided to make a lot of changes in order to give you the type of connection and the type of future that you deserve with them. And then let's get a little bit of timing information for this. It does feel quick. Wow, we've got like spinning cards here. So, oh, okay, interesting. So it's interesting because when these cards came out, and I usually read this deck just in upright, but they wanted to like turn around. And so I am going to go ahead and give them the interpretation that they were spinning upwards, and it makes a lot of sense for these two cards. So with timing, because we asked specifically for timing, 9 of Swords and 5 of Swords coming out, spinning around in the reverse. The message coming through here, first of all, is about the mental state of both of you in this. I think that the timing has given you both a lot of angst. They may have felt like they were dragging their heels, not intentionally, but like they were almost being forced to because of some battles with other people. So I don't know what specifically that is. It's going to be different for each person's situation, but it does feel like they were having to encounter delays that they didn't themselves want or choose in a lot of ways, but they were having to deal with all of these other people kind of circling around, delaying them, giving them strife, giving them grief. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what that's about, but they are getting past this. You know, we're moving towards this 10 of Pentacles energy, which is really, really positive and really good. Very solid, very stable, exactly where you want to see a connection headed, because this is grounding this connection in reality, grounding this communication, this message coming through. And so with the 9 and the 5, it's interesting because it gives me that like 9 to 5 sort of feeling here. So this actually could have had a lot to do with their work. This delay, this maybe they were, yeah, they might have been having to spend a lot of time at work, or their schedule, maybe your guys' schedule conflicts, like they have a 9 to 5 and you work nights, or vice versa, something like that. Or maybe you work on the weekends and they work during the week, and it just felt like there was, you know, a lack of really good connecting, bonding time, or they were worried that they would enter into this with you, or, you know, something had to change, right? They were worried about taking this forward and then not being able to follow through. They wanted to make sure, you know, they have this emperor spirit, right? So they wanted to make sure that they could follow through, that they could, anything that they said and promised, that they could ground into reality. And not only that, but go above and beyond, like really exemplify that leadership, that upstanding, you know, admirable quality that they have. They wanted to make sure that you felt that you felt like you were being truly respected, treated with dignity, you know, your time was being respected, that they had a plan, that they knew exactly what steps to take to move this forward in a, you know, in a way that respected you and your time and your wishes and desires as well as their own, right? So if this was getting in the way, something here with your guys' schedule, the amount of time that they had, other people's concerns, other people's interference, whatever it was, it does feel like that is passing out of, yeah, it's moving from being an obstacle to essentially like getting out of the way. It's flipping on its head. And so with timing, there's a message coming through here that there could be, yeah. So, okay. So currently, if you're watching this message while I'm doing it or while I post it, we're in essentially the middle of July, which is the 7th month. And so the message here is that, because so okay, let me see if I can get this to come out in words. 9 months, or the 9th month is 2 months from now. The 5th month was 2 months ago. And so I am getting a message around maybe 2 months from now. And this may have started 2 months ago. So you may be right in the midst of this transition happening with them. It also, if it doesn't feel like 2 months is the appropriate time frame for you, the other message that's coming through here is that they are grounding this like as we speak, and it's a process that they're working on every single day. And so yeah, with that day message, that like 9 to 5 message, I am getting it could be like 10 days or 10 business days. So whatever that means for you or for them as far as like their work schedule, it could be like 10 business days from now is the time frame needed for them to ground this energy, turn this interfering energy on its head to get it out of their life, come into their power and, get through these battles that they are currently going through, really get to this new fresh perspective and new place in their life where they can approach you with this really beautiful, compassionate message of wanting to ground this, wanting to bring this into reality, seeing your magic, being more in touch with their intuition, and very much knowing that this is right for them. And they are going to want to go ahead and move this forward quickly. So, this may be a message for you too, to ground your own energy, get ready, come into that manifesting magical energy of yours, acquire or accumulate or bring together all of the tools that you need in order to approach this communication when it comes in for you with dignity, with self-respect, asserting your own needs, practicing compassion towards yourself, and coming into this agreement with this person with a lot of love, a lot of understanding, a lot of, just, I very much see that you both are very powerful people. And so, stand in that power. They love and respect that about you. It makes you very, very attractive to them. So feel free to embody that. It's not going to scare them off. They're not going to be intimidated. Like, they have emperor energy. Okay. So, all right. Beautiful pile number 1. I loved doing this reading for you. Please definitely remember to subscribe to the channel. It's basically the best way to support my new channel as it's trying to grow. Subscribing is really wonderful. Thank you to everyone who already has. And then if you feel so inclined to like and comment, that's also a really good way to support these messages and let me know that you like these messages as well. So I can't wait to do another reading for you. Take care, pile 1. Bye-bye. Hello there, pile number 2. So you were drawn to this beautiful card, Honesty is Essential. Speak with love and truth. It's card number 38 as well, and that adds up to an 11. So there's already a message of union coming through here and of something around a mask and reaching out, even though there may be some feelings of being, wondering about being accepted or needing to come forward with greater authenticity. We've got a person with their back turned who's starting to turn towards this person who's wearing a mask. And there is a feeling of a lot of growth and change and of a new moon coming out here. This full moon showing herself feels very much like a sense of brilliantness, of newness, of light coming into a situation as a gift is being extended. And it, the gift, it feels like a start of this new honesty, this new glimpse into each other. So with this blue quartz here, this very much relates to the throat chakra. And so as well as the third eye. And so it does feel like there's a new mental clarity coming through for your person. Like they are going to be getting some insight into this need for greater honesty. Maybe that they didn't even realize that they could give or needed to give for some reason. So let's see what that's all about. We're going to take a look into these tarot cards that we drew. We'll also be drawing some additional tarot cards during the reading once we take a look at these pre-drawn tarot cards as well. So we have, wow, the Emperor lead. Yeah, really interesting. You guys may resonate with pile 1's message as well if you already felt drawn to it, or if you feel drawn to watch that reading. They also received this Emperor card, or it was a different Emperor card, but they received an Emperor card. Oh, wow, yeah, okay. Clarity of belief. So this is the Ace of Swords card in this deck. They're getting a lot of mental clarity. I mean, this is literally the mental clarity card coming through. And also with this blue color, bringing in that throat chakra energy. A lot of clearing of their communication center, their ability to communicate clearly their beliefs with you, where maybe before there was some masking or some confusion around that. And then this is the Three of Earth. So this is the Three of Pentacles. It's a really, really beautiful card in this deck. We'll get into that shortly. I'm curious to see what your clarifier cards are here. So we've got the Two of Wands, Dominion. We have the Five of Discs, Worry. And the Queen of Discs right underneath this Three of Pentacle cards. So I can see that there's been a need to build a stronger foundation with you. There may have been some concern. I'm getting that this concern was actually on your part, especially with this Queen of Discs. I feel like this Queen of Discs is representing you with, so your person is coming through as this beautiful Emperor energy, very strong, very grounded. They may have a lot of dominion, it feels like they have a lot of control over their emotions, over their communication. They may have been a bit shut down or closed at times, and it may have led to some worry on your part. You may not have understood what they wanted, what they believed about your relationship, about you, maybe even about love in general, or about relationships in general. And I can see that they're growing, they're evolving here. They're going to be starting to ground this relationship and plant seeds that can grow, that can, these acorns, they'll turn into mighty oaks, right? It feels like they're coming into a gentler energy here. This forest man, this forest spirit is surrounded by these beautiful blooming flowers. It feels like they'll be coming into more of a romantic spirit as well. Going from the Emperor to this figure opening, he has his hand on the heart chakra, as well as a hand opening and extending, this butterfly flying out. And these colors here, this green and this pink, both very much relate to the heart chakra. The heart chakra has green and pink color associated with them, as well as this purple color, tying into that third eye, that crown chakra. It's almost as if this person, your person, whatever gender here, it's as if they receive no, not even receive. It feels self-initiated. It feels like they have a moment where they look at themselves with greater honesty. And it does feel like they open up. They tap into those feelings of desire for you, the feeling that they need to and want. They have a realization that they want to ground this energy. They want to extend their heart to you. They want to communicate that this is what they're doing. This is how they're moving forward. They want to plant these seeds. They want to watch them grow. They want to become more openly romantic. They want to date you, court you. They want to alleviate any worry. They want to open up from this, closed down shell. They want to open up. And yeah, it does. I mean, these images here, like this house that's green, it feels so grounded. And, this planting of seeds, the fact that you're the Queen of Discs in their mind, the Queen of Pentacles, they see you as somebody that they can build permanence, that they can build a stable, solid relationship with. And they see you as somebody who brings sweetness to their life, brings the message coming through is that you encourage them in this. They feel like they can trust you. They feel encouraged to open up in this way, to show you their true beliefs, to show you their true heart. There's no fear here, really. And so moving from this sense of being masked, this almost feels like how you guys met. Maybe it was at a party or in some sort of space where they had kind of a persona on. Maybe they were really trying to impress you, and so they kind of, dressed themselves up or acted in a certain way. And I can see that you are who you are. You don't put on a mask or a persona. You're very authentic and grounded and real. All the time you're real, and they see that about you, and they are evolving to be real with you. They want to be connected in this way where you are both authentic and grounded and real, and you can express your true feelings and your true thoughts to each other and build a home together where you're both safe and seen, and where you can be in this romantic, loving, it feels like full of these like flowers, relationship together. So maybe you both also like to garden. It might be a message coming through, or they know that you really like flowers, or vice versa, and you guys bring each other flowers all the time, or plant a lot of flowers around your house, that you'll have in the future together. Okay, let's get a little more insight here. So I'm going to grab another tarot deck here. So we have this Spiritsong Tarot deck. This is already pre-shuffled, but we'll do a shuffle here on screen 2 just to pull in your energy and this energy that we're asking about your person. So when and what is the nature of this action that they're going to be taking? 2 of Crystals. Yeah, so much. I mean, this is the 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Earth. So, the keywords here are balance and adaptability. And this kangaroo jumping forward, it feels like there's going to be steady steps taken forward, but they're going to happen in like leaps and bounds. So this is not a super slow moving energy, but it is a steady leaping forward, progressing, step by big step, jump by jump. And it will bring things more into balance. It'll bring your energies more into balance, your lives more into balance, your needs and wants and desires. You guys are going to be clarifying. You guys are going to be having those conversations about, what do you see in the future? What do you see in a relationship? You know, what do you see in a partner? How do you want this to go? You know, what do you want in the future? And you guys are going to map this out together and figure out how you can make this progress, make this go forward. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of honesty in that upcoming time, upcoming conversation and time in your connection, where it feels like you guys make progress in these leaps and bounds in your, like, the solidness and the realness of your connection to each other. Let's go ahead and move this over because we've got 3 cards that want to come out here. So we'll see if we can get a little more timing insight here. All right, so we've got the 2 of Feathers, the 2 of Swords. So there will be decisions made here. There will be a lot of direction given. And then we've got 9 of Crystals. Wow, so that's the 9 of Pentacles, security and abundance. Beautiful card to come out. And then the Knight of Acorns. So this is the Knight of Wands, action and drive. Okay, so this gives a lot of insight into the timing. This is a very fast-moving night. Nights are all about movement as well, about moving things forward, taking those steps. You know, the Knight of Acorns, the Knight of Wands is the fastest moving knight, you know, goes forward. Sometimes it can seem almost impulsively or recklessly, but I can see from the rest of your cards that this won't necessarily be in a reckless way, but it will feel fast. But it's going to feel balanced and it's going to feel clear. There's going to be clarity in this direction that you two will move together. And I love that we got the 2 and 2 coming out together, because it kind of reminds me again of that, you know, the fact that you guys got, we're drawn to this card that's 38, which adds up to 11. It does feel like you're unified in this. So when you move together, you know, forward together, it's going to be in a very unified manner. You're both going to like the pace. You're going to reach agreements together about how to be in balance as you move together. You're going to make decisions collectively, with great clarity in your communication. And then you're going to take action. You know, you guys aren't going to hold back. You're going to go for it. I see so much forward moving energy here in these cards, especially with this Knight of Wands coming out to, you know, kind of conclude this timing request. So with this 9 of Crystals, and I have to admit, I'm very arachnophobic, so the image is like, whoa. But I feel like there might be some people here in this pile who actually really like spiders, so kudos to you. I know they're very important to our ecology. But anyways, so with this, you know, the 9 of Pentacles is a beautiful, beautiful card. The message of security and abundance. I think it's really to help alleviate some of this worry. And then with this 9 card here, I do feel like we're getting a timing message very strongly in this 9 of Pentacles, because it feels like this is when this is grounding, when this is coming into like real life, like actually happening. Action is happening in the physical world that you can like reach out and touch. And so this could be like the 9th month, which would be September, which we're coming up on if you're watching this when I post it in July. Could also be, you know, if you're expecting communication or a change very soon, it could be like 9 hours, 9 days. This could also be like 9 weeks or the 9th of the month. With this 2 card coming out next to this 9 of Crystals too, I am getting a message about, I'm getting that 11 message again. So, you know, 2 plus 9 also equals 11. We've got an 11 here. So that could also be like the 11th month or the 11th of the month. I am getting a message that it could be like on September 11th for some of you. So Yeah, really interesting message there. That could just be like a confirmation for some of you if that's a significant date. But okay, I think that is all around the timing message for you guys. Let me just see, tune in with the energy if we need any concluding message for you. I am getting the message to go ahead and pull you guys. I just got a little hiccup, so that's like a confirmation for me that I should pull one of these cards. So these are the illustrated Crystallary Oracle cards. Really, really beautiful. This author always does such gorgeous interpretations, and then this illustrator, just like the cards are just gorgeous. So, oh, sorry about hitting the camera there. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these. Not sure exactly what message you guys need, but I just feel like maybe somebody needs a confirmation or a little more clarity around timing. So we'll see what comes out here. Or this might just be a message directly from your person. Wow, the amethyst. Expand into wonder. Look at that hot air balloon there. And yeah, it feels like you guys are okay. I think that this does feel like, so if you've already kind of gotten a impression or an intuition hit from this card, that is a very strong message for you. For those of you who aren't sure what this card is about, it does feel like this is a message directly coming from your person. They want you to know that you coming into their life has expanded their entire perception of what is possible in ways that they can't even understand. It's like you help them aspire to and realize that they can reach to new heights, new horizons, new ways of connecting with another person that they had never. It's like you broke them open. It's like you exposed this sparkling, gorgeous potential that they had within themselves, but that was kind of masked away from them. It was locked away from them. You help them come into this realization, and they're incredibly grateful. This sun coming up between the mountains image here, it feels like it's like that gratitude of seeing the sun come up after a long, hard, cold, bitter night. Yeah, I think that's what they wanted to express. So just a lot of feeling of like gratitude and wonder, and they really, really are grateful to have met you. I think they're going to be expressing this here very soon when this communication comes in. Okay? So don't worry. They're very grateful for you. Okay, so pile number 2, thank you so much for joining us today here for this message. I think your guys' energy is just really beautiful, and you guys are like meant to find each other here. So thank you for sharing your energy with me today. If you haven't already, please do remember to subscribe. That is like the very best way to support me and this channel as it is new and kind of getting off the ground. And definitely like, comment, all of that lets me know that you are liking these readings and to keep doing what I'm doing. And I can't wait to see you again in another reading. So pile 2, have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. So we are asking the question, what action is my person going to take next, and when will this happen? So starting off, just briefly looking at your oracle card that you were drawn to, the impression, the energy that's coming off of this card today, particularly for your pile number 3, which is really interesting that we drew a 3. So we're already seeing quite a bit of number synchronicity, energy synchronicity coming through. The feeling here is of going on a bit of a journey, a long journey, and finally getting, it's like stepping out into the brightness of a sunrise, of a new day, of a new dawn. There's a feeling of transition, of relief, of celebration, and of, yeah, it's like a breath of freedom, a release from something that you were carrying for a while here. So whatever this action coming through that your person is going to take is going to release you from a long journey that's been going on. So let's see what we get in the rest of your cards here. Wow, spread your wings. Yeah, okay. That's 2 of Wands. Wow. So yeah, you've gone through some challenging times, and now it's time to spread your wings. Very strong message coming through here. Wow, look at this, like from dark to light, this really stark transition here, this division of, it's as if you're coming into this lightness and you're carrying with you all of the lessons that you've learned while going through this journey, and you're using them to elevate. You know, see this path that this figure is going on up towards the sun, towards the stars, you know, receiving, it's as if they're receiving a download here that's allowing them to go up, to ascend, essentially. So this, yeah, okay. I think there's a bit of mirroring going on here with you and your person. So you may or may not know that. It's possible that there is a significant percentage of people in this pile who maybe you are not currently in communication, or you're going through a time of separation with your person, or this could be a brand new person that you haven't, you know, started on this journey with. We'll talk about those situations first, and then I'll talk about those of you that are possibly still in a relationship with your person currently, and what that, how the energy applies for you. But if you're going through a separation, or if you're just not currently with your person for whatever reason, whether it's new or old, the message coming through is that there is mirroring going on between you, and that you both are coming out through this transition, through this journey that you've both been taking separately for a little bit here. And it's been dark at times, and you both are actually receiving downloads. You know, this Goldstone that you were attracted to tells me a bit about that as well, because this is actually a man-made stone. It's from glass with copper elements. I believe there's some quartz in there as well. And this has been around, it was believed to have been made either by monks or in Venice. There's conflicting stories as to its origin. And it was made as a deeply spiritual stone. It's known as the Star Stone. It's known as the Stone of Ambition. It relates to alchemists and people who are searching for a way to, turn things to gold, that sort of pursuit that was seen as a very, like a way to dedicate yourself to the pursuit of truth and finding out the mysteries of the world. And so when you are drawn to an energy like that, some of the message coming through is that you're resonating with the vibration of this crystal. And look at this sunlight coming in. Yeah, you're vibrating, your soul is vibrating with the energy of this stone. And so not only are you ascending, you have that ambition within your soul to come through this journey, come through this dark time, release some of these burdens, and step out into the light, step out into a time of new joy, of getting back to that childlike sense of wonder in your day-to-day life, that ability to view the world with this beautiful open mind and be receptive to all of the gifts that are constantly coming in around you, like these little sparkles of light, like all of these little, beautiful animals and landscape and flowers and butterflies. It's as if you're opening your eyes again and able to see visually, like physically in person, see all of the blessings that are available around you. And because this is mirrored energy, this is also the energy that your person is coming into as well. It feels like you guys are coming into this simultaneously. So there is a message here, if you guys are separated, that you are still very linked on a soul level, and you're going through this transition together, even if you're physically apart. So really interesting. We'll see what else comes through in these clarifier tarot cards. And then just to talk about as well, if you are not physically separated from your person, if you guys are physically together, you may know this about each other, that you both have been going through a journey, maybe kind of trudging along, maybe have lost, in the past little bit, you may have lost, both of you, that sense of kind of wonder and of being really open and receptive to the beauty of your relationship, of even each other, of yourselves, whatever it may be that you and your person, and you may have experienced it in different ways, but it's a similar energetic experience that you've been going through, where there's just been, it's as if things have dulled or have just felt tedious is the message. It's like putting that one foot after another. Maybe there's been, sometimes we can go through a challenge and be fine and still be able to keep it in perspective and still have that really strong experience of joy and wonder and receptivity to all of the beauty coming in, even in the midst of that challenge. But it's a very human thing that if the challenge is great, or if it strikes a certain chord that relates to like childhood or ancestral trauma, or if there's just multiple challenges that kind of come one after the other or all at once, it can be a large burden, and it can send us into a bit of that kind of like shuttered, closed down darkness where we have to survive, right? We're getting through, and that's really important. I mean, it's a survival, it is what your soul needed to do, kind of that conserving your energy and really kind of going inward in order to make it through these challenging times, in one piece, right? Still do the things necessary, like feeding yourself and sleeping, but it may have been a very taxing time emotionally for both of you. And so you're coming through that. You're coming out into a new time in your life that's going to feel sparkly. It's going to feel like the energy is this, like, it's like opening a gift box and just seeing almost like treasure inside, and getting, it's an energetic treasure that's coming through, and getting this new breath, this new lease on life, opening a door and seeing possibilities again. Okay, so let's get some clarifiers here. Oh yeah, so look at this, 5 of Wands, 5 of Wands. So again, with the synchronicities, you guys have 2, 2, 5, 5, your pile 3, and again, you got this card number 3. So you may be getting a lot of communication from your spirit guides. You may also, if you're seeing repeating numbers and you are separated from your person, it does very much have that feeling of that is a confirmation for you that you guys are connected, you're mirroring, you're going through a simultaneous experience that, yeah, it was meant to be because you guys are very aligned on a soul, spiritual level. And this is just a confirmation for you if you've been essentially doubting that or worrying that, you know, it's not the case. These signs and synchronicities that you're seeing and that are coming through are comfort, you know, confirmation that you are connected in this way. So this is, I think, just a double confirmation of your guides saying that, yeah, it's been tough. You've been going through strife. You've been having to keep up that shield. You've been having to be strong, be courageous, you know, kind of fight some battles, whether external or internal or both, right? And having to kind of keep the faith. And they're very, you know, you've come through this, you're coming through this to the other side. And I think these downloads coming in are also, you know, recognizing all of the really, really strong, true, faithful work that you've put in to stay the course, you know, keep going, keep putting that one foot in front of the other, and you're coming through into the light now. You know, you're coming through to the other side, and they're just like extremely proud of you for that. All right, let's see what else we've got here. The Hermit, yeah. And wow, 6 of Cups, pleasure. Beautiful. Okay. So message coming through with these cards is more about your person, that they also have been going through these challenging times. Just another kind of double confirmation there. With the Hermit coming out here under this 5 of Wands, I do feel like they have had to retreat, perhaps even more than you. You know, even though you guys have a mirroring energy, it does feel like you've been maybe a bit more out in the world fighting these battles, having to keep going with, you know, maybe you have a lot of friend or family obligations, responsibilities. Maybe you take a lot of comfort in people surrounding you as well. And it feels like your person is, you know, perhaps a bit more introverted, or, you know, perhaps decided or kind of needed to, at a deep level, take a bit more of a retreat from other people, from this, you know, typical like places that they go to, even just from like, yeah, it feels like just, you know, even if they do have like a spiritual practice, either they retreated a bit more into that, they may have stopped going to as many like community functions, and just they really needed to do a solo time where they were getting more deeply in touch with their own needs, their own truth, doing a lot of deep healing as well, and finding their way, finding their way back to what felt light and bright and true for them. And it feels like this, you know, this being the only major arcana card that came out in this initial spread for you guys, it does feel like this was part of their path, you know, always, right? So it's not like, I don't know, I'm getting a little bit of concern here. I'm not quite sure what this relates to, but I'm picking up on somebody's energy or some of you guys that maybe there was some concern that you did this to them. I don't know what that means, or that you had a part in like, or that they retreated because of you. And that's not, there's a need for you guys to know that this was not because of you. this was very much an internal thing that they needed and that they were going to have to go through at some point regardless. And if it happened around the time when you guys met or had some sort of interaction, or if you guys are still together and this is happening during your relationship, it has nothing to do, it's not like you did anything wrong at all. In fact, this is an extremely positive result for them and an extremely needed time of healing and transformation at a very deep soul level for your person. And so it's quite the gift for them to have had this, and sometimes we can meet people and they can catalyze our growth, and it can be a huge transformation. And of course, any sort of big transformation or change is it can be uncomfortable, right? It can be challenging, but it's meant for our growth, and it's meant for getting us off of a path that's not meant for us, or transitioning us onto a path that is meant for us. And so there's very much a feeling of this is a positive thing, even though it may have not felt positive at times. This is a positive direction that both of you are going in. And I do see here with this Six of Cups, Six of Cups talks about a return. You guys have back to what you love. Six of Cups talks about a sense of nostalgia, of something coming back around, of renewal, of rejuvenation. And so, if there are those of you who have lost touch or are in separation, and are hoping for and know, you have that sense that the two of you are meant to come back together. This is a confirmation for you guys of that. And, with the Six of Cups pleasure card coming out here too, it's a very sensual, very sweet, lovely energy. I mean, this card with its daisies is just like a simple, beautiful happiness, a sense of running through fields of daisies, right? Sometimes people will use that expression I just want to run through fields of daisies. I don't want to do this or that. I just want to go run through a daisy field. And it's kind of that's the simple childlike experience of joy, of not having these kind of weighty worldly burdens on our shoulders, and of being able to just kind of drop those and have a sense of freedom and peace and giddiness almost. And so it feels like this is the energy that's coming in, right? Transitioning out of this sense of being in a darkness and coming into a lightness, a brightness, a freedom for both of you. And so, all right, so we've talked a lot about the transition going on here, but let's get to the action. So what's going to happen? What is your person going to take as far as an actual real life, real world action towards you next, and when? So we're going to pull from a different tarot deck for you guys. So we are going to look first at this Tarot Mucha and get a little information about what action and a sense of timing as well. Spirit, if you would be so kind, for our pile number 3, what is their person going to actually physically do next? And wow, okay, we are getting a lot of information actually. Way more than for the other piles, so really interesting. Wow. Yeah. You guys have nothing to worry about. This double king coming out, King of Wands and King of Cups. This shows the direction that your person's soul has been moving towards. This is a sense of high soul evolution, accomplishment as far as actually being able to move forward with their desires and towards their desires, and being emotionally mature and balanced as well. So very much a sense of them taking an action. This is a confirmation for you guys that there will be action, and that it will be in an emotionally mature and balanced way, as well as emotionally expressive too. So if you've had issues with your person not being emotionally expressive, it does feel like there is going to be a passionate, emotionally expressive, romantic action here. And don't forget about this pleasure card, right? So it will bring you great pleasure as well. Wow. Yeah, so definitely communication coming through. So you guys have the Ace of Swords, which is all about communication. It's also about getting that clarity, having that realization. And this is, we're talking about your person here. So them having this clear realization and knowing what steps they need to take next. So this is the Chariot card. This is very much a moving forward, a going for it in a successful, triumphant way as well. Being, having that desire to be victorious and knowing what steps to take to get there and succeeding as well. So, they get it. They know what they need to do, and they're going to take it forward. It does feel like there will be a reaching out towards you with a clear communication about wanting you guys to be successful, wanting you guys to take movement forward together. And I think it's, again, there's a message of balance coming through here with these two sphinxes, both dark and light, and this balanced card as well, both dark and light. They're not going to sugarcoat things, so they're not going to not acknowledge if you guys have been through some difficult times, or if this is a new relationship coming in. I don't feel like they're going to come in and like love bomb you, or take it too fast, too far. They're going to be very respectful, and they're going to think about both sides, think about your experience, and be mindful of the pace that is appropriate and feels right and feels true for both of you. I think there's a new feeling of authenticity that they bring to this communication, where you actually know their intentions and they ask you about your intentions, and you guys are able to have more of a true conversation where you both get on the same road, the same path to success together. And then let's see here if we can get some sense of timing. 3 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, wow, 4 of Wands, and 9 of Wands. Look at that transition. So we're going from this feeling of heartbreak that you guys perhaps both have been in, or, just this healing from past trauma, healing wounds around not being emotionally available, or having been disappointed in love in the past for one or both of you. It still feels like there's this mirroring here, so I'm still getting the sense of both of you having experienced this, either with each other or separately or both. And then, the 7 of Pentacles really talks about this healing and moving forward, this slow and steady, grounded progression of building towards this 4 of Wands. So with this 9 of Wands coming out, this part tells me about this transition, and this 9 of Wands tells me about when. So Wands energy is quite fast moving. You guys have the 9 of Wands, which is a bit later in, from our Ace of Wands to our 10 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is closer towards that 10 of Wands. And so the sense coming through is this will be a slow and steady progression. There's going to be a building step by step of getting to this 4 of Wands, this union, this celebration, this building of a happy home, this happy, you know, it can definitely signify marriage, engagement, even like a renewing of your vows together, but it's going to be building slow and steady towards this. And so this Nine of Wands with this figure here holding one wand and having planted 8 wands behind them already feels like that next step that you guys will take. There's a message coming through of it being, okay, this is a complicated timing message. So there is very much a sense of time having already gone by. You know, this figure has already planted this 8 of wands and is taking this one wand forward in their hand to bring it. It feels like bring forward. So there does seem to be still just a tiny little bit of time before this action comes through, but there's already been such a foundation established of time. So I really get the sense that you guys have already known each other or have already been together, and maybe this 8 is significant for you. So maybe you met on like the 8th day of a month or the 8th month of the year, or you know, maybe you've been together for 8 months or 8 years, or you went on 8 dates. Something about 8 is significant. But 8 is also the number of infinity. And so it feels like even if this temporarily paused or there was a temporary separation, this 8 coming through, having this 8 that's like planted in the ground and it's real and solid. You know, 8 is the number of infinity. And so it feels like there is not an end, right? Like it will come back around. Yeah. And so with this one wand being carried forward and being still in hand, there may still be another, you know, like a month, or it definitely relates to like a 1. So whatever kind of comes to your mind is, you know, trust your intuition, whether it's, you know, maybe they'll reach out to you in 1 month, 1 day, for some of you 1 week. It could even be that there's like significance around the first of the month, or the first month of the year, or, you know, if you celebrate, yeah, there's something coming through with like the first moon. I'm not quite sure what that means. So it's going to relate a little differently for each of you because, you know, with different people, different energies watching this, but trust your intuition. So whatever this one wand coming forward towards you, being extended, still being in hand, means, you know, whenever this figure sets this wand down, whatever that energy feels like, whether it's like the first of the month or in a week or in a month or the first of the year, something like that, trust your intuition on that timing. And, you know, there is a message too with all of the synchronicity that you guys have at your, like, it feels like at, you know, it's available to you, this energy, this tuning into messages coming through from the universe and also from your person. Ask for signs, symbols, synchronicities. You know, think about a question and ask for communication, and then be open and receptive, right? With this new energy of being able to see and see truly, this energy of clarity and of brightness that's coming into your life, okay? And I do think that you'll get communication, whether that's pulling your own tarot cards or looking for a sign in nature, or looking for a number synchronicity, you know, whatever it feels right to you. Your guides are very much around and wanting to communicate with you. It feels like, you know, just open that channel to them and they will talk with you and help you out in that. give you some guidance and comfort as well. Okay? All right, pile number 3. Well, I really enjoyed doing this reading for you. Definitely remember to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be notified of future readings. It's one of the best ways to support this new channel, as well as liking and commenting. And thank you so much to everybody who's already extended your beautiful energy and has contributed their energy to the channel. I really appreciate you guys. All right, I'll see you again in another reading. Take care. Bye-bye.